What's going on, moviegoers? So if you're new to the channel, my name is Christian. Welcome to Zero Productions. You guys, apparently in 2010, Fox had an idea of an X-Men versus the Fantastic Four. In 2010, a Civil War type movie. I can only imagine how that could have turned out. Oh my God. Terrible. I'm sorry, but I can only imagine it'd be so bad. I'm gonna read you guys some of this article. It's mind-boggling. In 2010, according to our secret sources, this is by the Hollywood Reporter, by the way, Fox considered building toward a crossover movie that would have pitted the X-Men against the Fantastic Four. Think of it as Civil War for Fox/Marvel characters. The studio enlisted screenwriters Ashley Edward Miller and Zach Zinst to pen the script, which saw Johnny Storm go nova while trying to apprehend a villain, Molecule Man. What the fuck? Johnny blows a hole in Manhattan and sparks the Superhero Registration Act in response to the carnage. So it's sort of like the Soviet Accords, pretty much. Their heroes are split on opposite sides, and among key matchups was Wolverine versus Mr. Fantastic. Battle that ended with Reed Richards pinning Wolverine down and extending his hands until they were one molecule wide, and using them as scissors to cut their mutants' arms off. Eventually, the heroes make peace, leading to a post-credit scene that teases what's next. A Skrull invasion. Born filmmaker Paul Greengrass was flirting with directing. Ultimately, it never came to fruition. First Class ended up being a hit, and Fox decided to keep the status quo, making 2014's Days of Future Past instead. Wow. Interesting. Sounds silly as hell. Interesting. Now, at the time in 2010, the MCU was already starting. You had Iron Man. So, in 2010, I'm pretty sure Chris Evans was already cast as Captain America. So, would they have rebooted the Fantastic Four? Possibly. Because that doesn't really make sense to me. So, that probably had to be an entirely new reboot of the Fantastic Four to go up against the X-Men. Obviously, I feel like the X-Men would have returned, like Hugh Jackman and things of that nature. Storm, Ian McKellen, Patrick Stewart. I feel like the X-Men would have returned, but the Fantastic Four, I feel like they definitely would have had to most likely recast everybody. And like I said, a disastrous fucking movie. I am so glad Fox decided not to do this. I mean, not saying that Fox has put out, terrible movies. I mean, they have put out terrible movies, but they've also put out some pretty good movies as well. Like I said in my recent video, I've enjoyed majority of these X-Men movies. I have. Deadpool 1, Deadpool 2. It's still under Fox's belt. First Class. Like, they put out some great fucking movies. Days of Future Past. You know what I mean? But an idea like that in 2010 to rush into something like that, a crossover without building up anything to it, like, it's like the MCU doing Iron Man and then Captain America, then the Avengers, and then Civil War. It just wouldn't work out that way. Like, it's a build-up. It's a huge build-up in order to do storylines like that. And I feel like rushing into storylines like that can cause a huge issue. But I'm glad they decided not to go that route and go to First Class with Matthew Vaughn, and then Future Past, Apocalypse, and Dark Phoenix. But this is still pretty interesting to me to hear Fox's plans. It's really crazy when you think about some of these studios and having the opportunity to buy majority of the Marvel Studios characters. Like, Sony was approached to buy all the characters from Marvel for $25 million and said, no, we'll buy Spider-Man for $10 million. And boy, oh boy, I bet they regret that shit right now. It's crazy when you really think about it. When you put it in a different perspective like that. Like, damn, Marvel was going bankrupt and they just had to sell, it's insane. Disney bought it, and you know, in all honesty, that was probably the greatest decision Disney's ever did in buying Lucasfilms. Like, this is the cash cow. Like, they're making so much money. They're bringing all these different attractions to Disney. Like, can you imagine if they never bought Disney? They never bought like Star Wars and Marvel. Like, we wouldn't have all these crazy attractions, you know, at Disneyland and stuff like that. Well, they're making so much money. Like, I know Galaxy's Edge just opened up and it's hella packed, busy as hell. I'm seeing photos and, you know, videos and stuff like that, and like everybody and their mom is there. So it's crazy to see, you know, Disney really made the right move in buying, you know, this property. It's crazy. Good for them. Thanks, Disney. We got the MCU. Love it. But post your comments down below, guys. Let me know what you guys think about 2010 Fox's idea for an X-Men versus Fantastic Four where Wolverine gets his arms ripped off. What? Post your comments down below, you guys, and thank you for taking time today for watching Zero Productions. Peace.